right, there you go. I'm telling you, I thought a group of bass come by. I threw at them, was watching them. I knew that figured it was bass. I seen these crappie come, so I just started reeling slowly. And next thing I know, my line took off. I thought one of the bass had it, and bam, a little Mr. Black Crappie had it. All right, then you Mr. Crappie. All right, hey, look at that. That's a nice fish, guys. He's probably 11 and a half. All right, I've caught some nice ones today, guys. I'm telling you. Yep, to start with the new colors. First fish on this. This is Remelt with the chartreuse tail and the willow tail. Now I made a pour to catch with the Remelt and the fluke, right? Y'all have already seen it, I think. This is the willow tail. Now, I'm not saying this is a pour to catch. I'll tell you later on if it is or not. Right now, I'm just making some fun videos. I already made a pour to catch this morning. Or today. It's 2 o'clock. I had to work today. It's a Tuesday, guys. I done worked. Come home, ate me a sandwich, put the boat in the water. Bam, here I are. So, let's see. You can see them flags over all straight out. It's a good distance for you off the GoPro. Yeah, it's very windy. I don't know why, guys. At my house, it seems like there's no wind. I'm sitting there like, man, this is a nice day. There ain't no wind. I go down and put the boat in the water, and I see the flag. We got a flag down. It's popping a little bit, like that over here just once in a while. I go, yeah, it ain't too bad. I get out here, come up to the main lake. Main lake was just a little choppy, wasn't much more than this. Get up here, put the trolling motor down, stand up, start fishing, go like, where'd all the wind come from? It seems like it gets windier. It's like, here comes Dennis. All right, wind, start blowing. You ever felt like that? All right, let's see if we can find some fish. They're scattered all over here. I started over there, hogging the trolling motor. I've made 2 videos, and I've started over there at that boathouse and made a circle right here. I've seen fish constantly. They're scattered through here. A lot of them are moving very fast. This is pre-spawn. You can see the water's pretty nasty. I've been using Blue Boy. I mentioned this before. Blue Boy is excellent in light stain water. You can see right here. I can only see my bait then. I'll tell you what, I'm a reeled up till I can see my bait. All right. There's how far down I can see my bait, guys. What is that? That's probably right at a foot. It's all further I can see down and see this bait. But they can see it further than that. Don't think they can't. And this chartreuse is a fluorescent chartreuse, so it shows up. All right, they'll see it. And blue is excellent in stained water. So blue and black is 2 of the better colors that show up in stained water. But I've tried a few different colors. They seem to be working the best today, so we're gonna stick with it. So I went to this Remelt. And this is Remelt from Killer. I never seen this fish, guys. It's a crappie. I threw at one fish. He wasn't paying any attention to it, so I started reeling it in. And this one hit. That's what I'm saying. You don't see all the fish even with the live scope. He could have been hugging the bottom. He could have been behind a rock or a stump or something kicking out. I don't know. I did not see him. That's a nice fish too. He's probably about the same size. He's a good eater. I'm not keeping any today, but he's a good eater. All right. Look, that's 3 casts and 2 fish with that bait. I'm telling you, something about chartreuse tail that crappie love. Willie said that the other day in a comment. He said, don't you think a chartreuse is just a crappie just love it? You're right. If you got a cloudy day, and it's cloudy somewhat today, not bad, somewhat, it's hazy. Calling for rain tomorrow. All right, guys. This one hit close to the boat. He was falling in the back, and I thought, no, this boat, I think this is as close as I've had one hit the boat this year. He was probably 6 or 8 feet from the boat, and I thought he's not going to hit it. Yes, he did. Now, of course, the water's staying. He probably can't see the boat as well, and I wasn't running the trolling motor. Once they start toward the boat like that for following me, I don't run the trolling motor. If the spot lock's on, I kick it off. Oh, that's a nice fish. And, you know, you can't make it, don't move your feet. You can't do anything like that. I knew it was a decent fish. I didn't think he'd ever hit me. Bam. Bait fell out of his mouth, too. Look at there. Woo, that's why you net him. Guys, that's a nice fish there. Woohoo! All right, guys. He's really fat, but he only weighs 1 pound and 6 ounces. I thought he would probably be a little bit more than that. He's 14 inches long, as you can see. All right, guys, I hadn't even moved the boat. from the last fish. I just sit down here talking to y'all, and I played the scales for a little bit. I thought, you know, I'm gonna play with these scales for a minute. I bought them last year. They're fairly new, and I hooked a couple things just to see what the weight was, that type of thing. Make sure they was working decent. I trust my old scales better, but they read in temps, and the reason I bought these is because they read in temps, and I thought these can read in pound and ounces. Fish, you didn't look that big. I'm catching some nice fish, guys, and they don't. God, look how fat that fish is. See now, y'all notice the fish I've been catching earlier in other videos. I told you they just don't have no weight to them. They're skinny this year. They're finally putting the weight on, the eggs on. I don't know why it's so late this year. Usually they start doing that chunk like that in February or something, you know. But that's a nice fish there too, guys. He's gonna surprise you. Guy here trolling. It's been 2 or 3 boats that came through here trolling, left. This guy came back. Maybe he went and got something to eat. Maybe he lives on the lake. He's 13. All right, make sure y'all recording. Y'all don't mind me looking, do you? All right, says you are. All right, guys, I'm going up the same bank. Oh, he's not that big. I'll swing him, man. 4-pound test to handle him. I think I got 4 pound on everything now. I used to run 6 on that Fenwick rod, but last time I loaded it with 4. 4 just casts better. You know, I do a lot of, I'm casting, guys, and 4 casts better than the 6. You can get more distance with it. You get more action out of your bait. That's a small one. He's probably at 10 inches. That's a good eating size. Guys, I'm basically random casting now. There's quite a few crappie right here on the bottom. I think they're crappie. I just threw out as far as I could, let it hit the bottom, started reeling it back slow. I never seen this fish, never seen a bait. It didn't make any difference. All right, he's a small one. That's what I was saying the other day. I was talking to a guy. He's got a live scope, and he said he's having trouble seeing these fish. I said, well, just look around. If you see fish, just start random casting. If you see they're on the bottom, throw out there, let it hit the bottom, start reeling slow. And that's what I'm doing. The wind has made it really tough for me to control my boat and keep the bait in sight. I've had more trouble the last 2 trips finding my bait. I can see my bait sometimes. Now, less than 30 feet, I can pretty well see my bait every time. You get past that, it don't take much, guys. It's a 20% cone, starting from your boat. So as you got 20%, so if your boat is moving, I'm gonna move my body. If your boat's moving like that, the fish is here, you're out of the cone. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. It's hard to keep in that cone your bait and the fish because the wind moving you around. The day that you don't have any wind, that's the day you need to learn how to find your bait with the live scope if you haven't done it yet. I know some of y'all a couple of y'all have commented you're getting a live scope. Well, get a calm day and just cast out there, spot something, cast at it. That's how you're gonna have to practice. And see if you see your bait. Start close, only cast at 20 feet, then go to 25, then work your way out until you learn to find your bait. But it's been quite a few times a day I can't find my bait, and I just keep it reeling back slow. Like that time, I just kept reeling it slow, and bam, there you go. Bam, bam, bam. I'm telling you, I'm trying to get with Sam do a video, and he says boom all the time. It's gonna be boom, bam, boom, bam. Woo! It's gonna be fun. All right, this not he's got some shoulders. I see you, big boy. Come on here and show off yourself. Come on. Oh, come on. Don't come off right there. Take my time, guys. Take your time when you hook a decent fish. Don't get rough on him. Let him wear himself out some. And I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of times that bait will fall out in the net. Or you got him. Look here. Look here. Look at that little. Can y'all see that? I'm trying to get where y'all can see it. Look, this little teeny piece of skin right here's got him. Look, you can barely look at that. That's all I had him. So a little piece of skin. If I would have jerked on him or got rough on him, he would have came off. I'm trying to. Now it seemed like it was hard to get out, guys, but he was hooked in that little skinny thin spot right there. That's a nice fish too, guys. Bam. I'm tell you what, I made a good decision coming up here. I said this on the first video. I've been catching fish on the creek I live on. I'm good ways from there, guys. I went upriver. Okay. He's 13. I went upriver from where I was, and where I live. And I haven't been in this area this year. This is the first time this year that I've been in this area. I was in this area in November. For y'all guys to keep up with me, you know when I had the owner of the Mexican restaurant with me, I made a short video on the swim baits. We caught about 30 crappie in this cove that day, and we only fished about 2 hours. This is the cove I was in, the creek. The creek goes that way, and you can still go good ways yet. You can still go probably another 400 yards to the back of the creek. You can see a boat out here trolling. He's been here all day too. Well, he was here when I got here. It was 3 boats in when I got here. Everybody left but me and him. He's been making circles around me. He's trolling with long lines. All right, guys, let's see if we can get this one in. This fish was 55 feet out there. I threw at him 2 or 3 times, and I let it hit the bottom behind him. I couldn't see my bait. I figured I was behind him a good ways. I started reeling, I seen him move. I went, well, I'm close to him. Oh, he's gonna give up. He quit fighting there for some reason. He fought for a good little way, because he's way out there. You don't wear him out. If he had to come, he fought me. He fought me for about 30 feet, then he quit. He nailed it too. I felt him thump it, but I seen him move. All right. Get the old Mr. Crappie tool in there and get that out of him. There you go. Dave from Oregon sent that to me. I know I've mentioned it in other videos, guys. Thank you, Dave. It works. I told him I've been using it. Other day I commented to him. I said, Dave, that tool works. He said, yeah, I haven't used mine yet. I got me one too, and I haven't used mine yet. I've used mine quite a few times. Of course, look, guys, I live on the lake. Like I said, I live off water. I'm not waterfront. So I can look down. I can sit in my living room and look down there and see the back of the creek. And sometimes people will bring canoes up there. There's no water there, guys, behind my house. People will bring kayaks up there. I'll see people down there in a kayak or a canoe. You probably could bring a john boat up in there. You'd have to be careful. There's times you could get up in there, but there's some rocks there. They put a bunch of rocks in the water years ago. If it wasn't for that, I could take my bass boat up to my house. But quite a few years ago, some organization said that the lake was the creek. It feeds behind my house. There's a creek behind my house. It feeds the lake right there, of course, right? And they said it was washing dirt down in there. They brought in rocks about that big and piled them all up across there and around there. So there's a bunch of rocks there. So you you could tear your outboard all to pieces. You'd have to make sure when you come up in there. I see guys in bass boats pretty close to my house, and they're running the trolling motor. You do not want a gas engine up in there. Now you go 2 houses down from him, he has a boathouse, and they bring boats up to there. So about from here to that boathouse, which is only, guys, about 40 yards from my property, there's a boathouse. Wow. This fish was going to left to right in front of me, about 25 feet out, and I thought, I'm gonna throw at him. I threw out in front of him, and y'all know the rest of the story. He rose right up and grabbed it. Oh, it's a nice fish too. I thought he was a decent fish. All right, guys, here's one I'm gonna end on. I'm telling you what, I'm so glad I come back here. I thought about it as I was working this morning. I thought, Dennis, you gonna fish where you've been fishing? You know it's fish there? I said, no, I got a little bit more time today. I should be on the water by 1 o'clock today. I'm going to go to somewhere where I haven't been. Look here. Fell right over his mouth. See why I keep it tight? I keep my lines tight, keep the bow in that rod, and net them. Bam. What do y'all think of that pretty thing? Woohoo! Ain't wrong with that one, is it? I'm leaning the camera forward some guys so I can see. Yeah, that's a nice one. He got some shoulders too. Alright, y'all want to see how long he is? I'm going to say he's about the size I weighed one. I don't know if it was in this video or the other video. Alright, guys. This is my 3rd video today, so I don't know which one. He was 14. He's 14 inches. Get your nose up there. He flopped back. Wait a minute, guys. He ain't quite 14. He's 13 3/4. Get in there. I don't want you. 13 3/4. What do y'all think of that? Y'all see why my boat's so nasty looking? Somebody asked me the other day, local, they was looking at my boat and they say, how do you keep your boat so clean? And I started laughing. I said, you need to look close. It hadn't been vacuumed off probably since November. I said, I vacuum bait, but every 6 weeks I try to take time and vacuum it a little bit and pick up all the loose baits and put them somewhere or put them away. I said, but between working and fishing, I don't have time to spend a lot of time cleaning my boat. That's why I like to have Eva foam so I can pour the plug, pull in my driveway, take a hose and just hose it once in a while, right? All right, guys, there you go. This is the Remelt color. It has blue and it has that silver look and it's kind of pearlish, whitish base because killer color is Blue Boy with the pearl belly. So can y'all see that in it? Now, I'm gonna tell you one thing I've done to this, different. I added 1 drop of blue to the two cups. After I remelted it, 1 drop of blue to give it just a little bit more blue because it was more of a silverish baby blue, all right? That's the only thing I've done to it. And it came out to a nice bait. It's really close to Blue Boy, isn't it? But it has that pearlish white in it from the pearl belly. You can see that in it. I don't know if y'all can on the camera or not. So it's a little different than Blue Boy. But look, it works really fine. It's a good way for me to get rid of the killer leftovers right there. I caught all these fish on the same bait. And if people ask me that all the time, Dennis, how tough are your baits? This whole video, y'all see me catch all these fish, been on the same bait on this pink head. I haven't changed. That's this is my jig heads also. This is a 1/16. This is in the pink. That's a rubberized finish. And guys, I'm gonna tell you something already. Some of you probably already noticed by me fishing. The chartreuse and the orange is powder paint. And if you notice the chartreuse head I've been using it in a lot of videos, it's chipped up. All right, this has no chips in it. The pink, the blue, and the red is rubberized paint. It's called Stardust. It's like $8 for a little can, and you got to heat it, and you got to pick it out of these eyes immediately, guys. When it's hot, I use a guitar string, all right, and I punch through there and clean that eye out. So there you go. There's extra. I'm not charging it. That's free. That pointer right there is free. Get your guitar string and punch it out when you do it. But it's rubberized paint. I asked some of y'all before a couple times that's buying the jig heads, what do you like better? Do you like the yellow, the chartreuse and the orange and the paint, or the rubberized and the blue, red, and pink? And nobody's ever commented about it, but I can tell you from my experience using it, the rubberized is a lot tougher. They should take a hammer in the video and they smash it, and the paint stays on it. All right, guys, there you go. Remelt Willowtail. This Willowtail is a great bait. I probably sell more stingers and flukes than do anything. Willowtails is probably my least selling bait. But as you can see right here, it catches fish. You can't stop that tail from moving. If you look at that Willowtail, it's thicker in the middle, thinner here, thin on the end. But it's thick in the middle. See how this way? It's thick this way. In that water, you can't get to stop moving, guys. The Willowtail is an excellent bait. The tadpoles have the same tail on them, okay? All right, guys. Appreciate you. Dennis, Fishing Lake Country. Fishing with the Remelt Willowtail. Caught some nice fish. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Leave a comment. Hit the like button. If you're a new subscriber, check out the Porter Catches on Sunday. Wednesday, Friday, fun videos. Sunday, Porter Catch. I load a video on Thursday on who won the draw on Wednesday night. I film it, load it on Thursday. See y'all guys next time. Fishing Lake Country.